Hey friends, my name's Brutish. We're gonna take you right to disc. Been trying to get a recording here that will not freeze my streaming software here, or my recording software. Hasn't worked out, so we are doing this fucking live. I'm running with Grace and Power Infusion. I have two legendaries, one that helps me reset the cooldown on Penance, and another that helps me reduce the cooldown on Pain Suppression. That's gonna make a difference on things, but it's not also gonna be like a make or break. You're not going to find yourself playing the spec wildly differently if you don't have these things. Just dropped a Pain Suppression on the tank there because he is fighting the big guy who does that shards thing. I believe, yep, he had that effect on him. I can take advantage of the cooldown reduction to constantly get that refreshed pretty rapidly. It gives it about a 2-minute cooldown once all said and done. So I'm opening up here, getting a shield off on him to get that Atonement and that sweet free absorb off. I'm throwing dots on guys, partially for the Power of the Dark Side, and partially just for damage, and partially to get the proc to go off. Let's see, I'm going to grip this Hunter up to us, get him in, because I want to give him a heal before we drop down. I hit him with a Mend and then a Plea, which really I probably should have done the other way around for Plea and then Mend, because that will allow me to get the Grace extra healing from the Mend, and the Plea is just there to kind of give him a tap. And that's usually how you'll see me use Plea, is to just kind of tap people for the Atonement. The healing is basically negligible. The only time I'll use it for healing is when we're moving, and like I just want to get that little extra bit to get people topped off. This boss is going to be a great example of showing getting Atonements out proactively. So I'm going to wait until his RP is done a little bit, and then I'm just going to apply Atonement right away, because we are going to get, I think we're going to get a little bit of damage. Some people are going to take damage from running in, because he does that ground. There it is. Okay, so we're in play. Got a Bloodlust right off the bat. I shield the tank. I throw my Penance out. Things are moving very quickly already, because I had my Haste Ring proc. I'm mostly doing Smite here to try and get Penance resets, and also, I mean, it is just a fair amount of healing out, since everybody has Atonements. His bar's getting to full, so he's going to do his Slam. There's Shatter. Everybody's set up. I'm going to try and have this Penance up. Yeah, there it is. Pop it off, and then immediately go into Light's Wrath for the extra burst. Missed the tank, but it's no big deal, because he's going to keep getting healed here. So between the Penance and the Light's Wrath, that kind of took care of everybody, and the boss is slammed. Pretty easy fight. We have very good DPS. That helps a lot. The last couple of Mythics I've done here have had very good DPS. It's 3 p.m. on a Monday. I don't know if that's indicative of anything. Did I loot the guy? Whatever, it'll get mailed to me. Yeah, I did. Let's see, the item I need, boop, is over yonder here. Oh good, Discord notifications. This is a professional video, you can tell. So the tank is up here with me. Just throwing a Plea on him. That's another thing too I'll use Plea for, is getting these Atonements out preemptively before we engage in combat on the move here. Though most DPS are not going to be taking hits right off the bat here. It's mostly just support for the tank. I have a Pain Suppression up, and I kind of get a little twinge of regret whenever I shield without having Pain Suppression on cooldown, because that sweet reduction that I get. But I'm also not going to blow it on just a single guy, so I'm going to wait until we get up to this pull here, because this next pull can be kind of garbage. Or maybe I'll save it for the Hulk instead. You know, I'll use a barrier for that one. I'll use Pain Suppression on this one, because it's just free damage reduction. There's no reason not to do it. These Pelters have a tendency to slam on other people too, slam on the ranged DPS and myself. So that's pretty annoying, and I just like a little bit of leeway. Though we had a stun there at the beginning. Very good about being bad like that and doing that. Okay, combat's done. I'll pop a Shadow Mend to get him topped off. We have this big Hulk guy. We have this little Shaper guy. I'm going to pop Power Infusion at the beginning here, because I like the little initial burst when we're doing setup here. I'm going to set this guy to focus. We're going to watch. He's doing the shards, throw the barrier down, and now he's getting extra healing because I have barrier for the Devoted running as well. There we go. So even though he got hit, he had that reduction. I had healing going out, and I'm sure he was doing all the stuff he needed to do as well. It's a very, very fast-moving group. Still my mage food from the last group, so I'm going to go ahead and get a bite on that. I generally use Divine Star to just tap groups of guys when the pull first comes in. I'll have Atonement on a few people, any damage that gets taken. It doesn't heal a lot. It kind of heals for piss, but it's not zero. And it does a little bit extra damage. So it's just something to throw in there. Even though Smite could reset a Penance cooldown, more often than not I find I'm just going to That guy got hit. That's why Grace is... See, this is exactly why Grace is helpful. He died anyways because he took a second blast of it. Not really a lot I could have done about that. I guess I could have pulled him out of the way, but I also assumed that he might, you know, learn his lesson the first time. Gotta give players a chance to learn valuable lessons about what to not stand in. He popped himself back up anyway, so it didn't even slow down the group. Get them smites off. Get a plea out on that dude because he just took a single hit. Get a plea out on that dude because he took a single hit. Same thing here. You'll see the priority for plea versus mend really just has to do with how much health they have missing. And if I, you know, feel like stopping to cast or not. Because penance will take care of most of the healing here. Shield, I'd rather just use on the tank or myself. I'll use shield on somebody if they've taken a big hit and I think they might die in the next half second. But other than that, I mostly just rotate between the two Atonement Applying abilities based on that little bit there. I threw the Radiance out early like that because most pulls in dungeons will involve the group getting hit with at least one ability. I can just kind of preemptively do it, get a little bit of extra healing, get a little bit of healing off without having to react to it. So there's a perfect place for Divine Star. Just a little bit of healing on people. The idea is to... we're still working within the triage model here, but I'm kind of preempting the need for a lot of it by getting these things off as soon as I think that they're necessary, or as soon as I think that they're entering the window where they're going to become necessary. And so Radiance, I probably overheal a lot more than you would think you ought to, because the heal from it is not great. It's like pleaing 3 people, but it saves a lot of time and it saves a lot of mana over spamming multiple casts. So right here, I know we're going to be getting some party damage at some point. I throw the Radiance on myself because I'm centralized to everybody. Strike on the mountain or whatever. He's going to run out of it. See, I have Little Wigs running. I can see when the party damage is going out. Let's get that back on. Bellwing Idol is the one that's going to do the dips. So I'm going to just keep an eye on this guy here. Pay attention to which one he is. I think I still got him. Yeah, I think it's this one. Might have totally missed it. My bad if I did. Kind of blinked there for a second, but I think that's right. Yep, that was it. Easy peasy. It's going to do the mountain thing on me, or not. Interesting. So he said. Yeah, this DPS is tight on that Bellowing Idol there. Not a lot of concern from that. I suppose I could use Power Infusion here, but he is so close to being dead, it just doesn't feel worth it. Same thing with the Light's Wrath. Actually, Light's Wrath is a very short cooldown, so I'm going to go ahead and pop that off. 90 seconds is not bad. I suppose 2 minutes is not much more, but I'd rather use Power Infusion for the next major pull, whereas Light's Wrath is a little less important. There we go. Easy kill. I got my Looterang here so I can loot that guy before I run up to him, because that saves time, right? Take advantage of my body and soul here to catch up to the tank. Oh wait, no, he's behind me. Catch up to whoever's in front of me. And just keep pace with the rest of the group. I haven't actually had to use Rapture here for the pain suppression cooldown. Part of that is the group is strong, damage is strong, tank is strong, healing is strong, so there's just not a lot of reason for it. Let's see, the thing I need is over there. That's what I'm actually here for. We're going to need to take care of these worms because they split. So I'm going to turn around because they always end up popping in the back here. Let's see. Oh, no, it's the Grub Master that spawns it. That's right. So there's the Grub. There's not a lot of healing that needs to be done here. So there will be a few pulls where I kind of just preemptively throw out a Radiance to cover any little damage that gets popped off on everyone and then just kind of keep doing dips. For the most part, that's how you're going to end up running a lot of dungeon groups if things are stronger. Is throw a Radiance out, throw a Plea out, throw a Shield out, and then do your thing for a while until you have to redo it again. Got a big pull here. I'll go ahead and pop the Pain Suppression off on him. Why not? Pop the Power Infusion, even though most of these guys are already dead. Cleave is doing its work. See if we can just go up ahead and pull the... ooh, we got the Grub over there. Totally missed it. Yep, we're going right in this next pack here, so I'll get the extra few seconds of Power Infusion help me out here for the setup. Getting that cast off. I'm not super worried about getting these atonements out because I think there's going to be big damage coming, but I just don't want to get behind. And it's so easy to kind of treat it as a passive activity. You just cast yourself. You know, the downtime that you would experience normally is filled with Radiance and Pleas instead, and then the rest of the time you just punch dudes in the face. You'll see I'm running Hidden Satyr there for the extra damage. It does not apply atonement healing, but it does do a considerable amount of actual damage, and that's still pretty valuable for the most part. punch these dudes. DPS is really good about handling these gimmicks, which I really like. It's pretty uncommon. My penance is not up, but it's okay. They got him. Tank's taking a little bit of damage. It's fine. I'll go ahead and pop a barrier on him, because why not? Good chance to move here. Throw this radiance on myself. I'm going to go right into a Mindbender, into a penance. Get a heal off on the shaman. Do a radiance to reapply on him. Or not a radiance, a plea. Do my Light's Wrath for the big heals. And then I've got a penance back up again already. You can see there's kind of like a cycle to the way things work out. Get a Shadow Mend off on him. Plea off on him. Plea off on me. Tank is running. Is he going to... Does he know the trick? He does. Or... No, he's fine. It's fine. Give him a little bit of run speed. I'll give him a grip actually back out when he gets a little bit too close. Right there. Give him another run speed. Perfect. Okay, we're good. And the boss is dead. I'm going to go ahead and jump down and levitate to grab this box. Got it. I'm going to put down a thing. Let everybody know there's an extra chest available. Boop. There we go. Did I get anything? I got... That's okay. It's going to turn into a chaos crystal for me, though. If they notice the chest, great. If they don't, no big deal. It looks like... Do we have to, what, kill the scorpions? No. Are they just hanging around? Yeah, they're just hanging around. So I'll pick them up once we're up here and pulled. Opening up with Pain / Purge, whatever you run. Got that shield off on the tank. Get that penance out, start smiting. Damage is going out, so I'm going to immediately go into a Radiance, and penance is right back up just in time. Throw a shield off onto the tank. Get that Pain out there, get that smite into that penance. We still have the atonement rolling from the last group. Another great reason to do Radiance like that is you get the atonements out quickly, everybody's still covered, and if you're moving quick between packs, you still have it set up for the next pull, so any initial damage is just immediately dropped off. There we go. Let's see. Where? Okay, so they're just hanging around here. I'll pick up one of them. These scorpions kind of suck, like, a lot. They do a lot of party damage. Barrier's not up, so I'm actually going to go ahead and throw out some shields from this. Going to get everybody covered. I think he's tanking at this point. Is that shaman tanking, or is he just taking damage? Alright, well, whatever. Get that penance out. Get that smite out. Oh, penance was reset, so we're going to go with that damage instead. Let's see. Get this extra damage out here. Get that pain. Suppose I should have saved those for the boss fight. It's not really a big deal. I kind of treat this like how I do Mythic pluses. See, I'm dumping Men's onto that Demon Hunter there. He's got aggro, and he's taking a little bit extra damage. Get those smites, though. Get that Scorpion down. Get that damage reduction. Get that Radiance, and everybody's dead. So I'm going to go ahead and just drink real quick, because they are moving quick. Get my focus on the boss. Get my mana back. The tank is waiting just a moment here. Should be okay. Yep, we can go ahead and go now. Get that extra heal off. And it looks like I'm going to have a Light's Wrath overload right in the middle of this boss fight, or it's going to be... Let's see if we can get it. I'm going to get a Radiance out here, because that actually helps get the overload off. It has to do with the... it's every atonement you heal, or... Yeah, every atonement heal you do has a % chance to give you one of these hidden little points, and if you get to 150 of these hidden points, you can overload your weapon. You can see the little visual indicator under my feet. That's how I know I have this, like, golden cloud beneath me. This guy's dying real fast. There's no way in hell I'm going to be able to get this overload off. So I'm just going to keep pumping the Radiance out and the Atonement out, and just kind of, let's see, right before he dies, I'll punch him with this thing. Go ahead and throw a Pain Suppression on the tank, because why the hell not? Them crystal spikes, though. So I'm going to go ahead and, let's see. Ooh, do I get the cast off? I do. And it was not an overloaded one, but he is dead, and it's an easy kill. That's an upgrade. That's not an upgrade, but that forged. I don't need it. Let's see. I'll pick up the pieces that are a little easier to get here. So that is that. Hopefully that showed you some of the stuff in motion that might not have made sense otherwise. I realized things went really quickly. I did my best to try and explain everything that was happening. You could see the abilities that I was using, that I was cycling through here. There's a lot of good healing that can go out from Discipline. Let's see, total I did 76 million damage, which is a non-zero amount of damage, you know, over the course of the dungeon there. That's I mean, how much health did this boss have? It's probably like equivalent to a boss health. Okay, and my quest is done, and my search has ended. Thank you.